Hello everyone and welcome to the ScratchRunning podcast, the official podcast of competitive browser gaming, where our motto is, your Joy-Con's connection is unstable. If there is no response when swinging the Joy-Con, check that there are no devices that can cause signal interference nearby. This may include microwaves, wireless devices, metal shelves, and so on. As always, I'm your host Keiron, and with me on the mic are the boys. We have Fuzzie and Ap.
Hello!
Hello!
Hi!
Hello!
Hi.
It's Fuzzie again!
It's been a while.
How long has it been?
Welcome back to
Years.
ScratchRunning, Fuzzie.
It has been so long.
It's been 3,000 years.
Not that long, like 2K, 4K.
Maybe.
2K, 4K?
Yeah, somewhere in that range.
In case you're wondering what I'm eating right now, Sandy made a really nice apple pie, but I think she used the wrong type of flour. There's different types of flour, of course, for different types of things you want to make. And now it's more like apple bread.
Interesting.
And I'm eating it with vanilla ice cream. It's beautiful.
Awesome.
Happy accident?
We do have word from Jocers saying he will be available in about 10 minutes.
You know, this episode in general is a bit of a funny one. Because, of course, we have Fuzzie here. Thank you for being here, Fuzzie.
Of course.
Thank you for being here, Fuzzie.
It could be that Fuzzie might just, run away from us in about 30 minutes.
Conveniently, as soon as Jocers arrives, I plan on skedaddling, so...
That's funny.
So we'll see. Who knows what this episode has in store for us?
Nobody knows.
Or you, dear listener.
Not even me. I have a vague idea of what we have in store for you because me and Nick, Ap Lord, we have been we've been going on some adventures.
Oh my god, what?
It's true. It's true. And I love that Fuzzie is here because when I told Fuzzie about this earlier, you didn't even know in what city this happened. So it's like you're going to come at a completely different angle from this. And I think that's going to add a lot to the conversation.
My angle is no angle. I don't know what I'm getting into here, but...
Your angle is not even knowing what Gamescom is.
Exactly.
So pour yourself a blanket, kick your feet up, and enjoy the show.
Alright, I'm all tucked in.
Awesome.
So, what is Gamescom for anybody out there wondering? Because you just heard the word and maybe don't know what it is. Keiron and I went to a gaming convention similar to E3 or some other ones you might be familiar with, like Insomnia, but just in a very big scale. I think Gamescom is considered to be the biggest gaming convention worldwide. Ooh. Is that correct?
Probably in Europe. I don't know about worldwide.
I think they liked to say that once. I don't know if it's still true.
Yeah,
but
it's a very big thing in Germany.
It sounds cooler if it's true.
Yeah, right. So let's just go with the lie, and everybody believes it, and we're gonna spread misinformation on the internet. Right?
Dude, I love misinformation on the internet.
And either way, it's a very big gaming convention, and we've been talking about it myriad of times these recent SRcasts that we might be planning to go there, but then it actually happened. Keiron flew over from the Great Britain
to Germany,
Cologne, and I drove over with a train because I live here.
Oh, you guys have trains? That's so awesome. Why don't we have trains?
They're not good, but they do some of the stuff. Like, for example, when I wanted to get back from Gamescom, somebody decided to, some truck decided to, I think, fall off the highway and onto the train tracks. Everybody
decided.
Right? I mean, I don't know what happened. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not
ScratchRunning's ops.
I don't know what happened, honestly. But all I know is that the exact track that I needed was not available anymore, so we had to find ways around. But that's still fine. I got home just fine. And Gamescom in general was really, really cool. Keiron and I planned to bring, and Fuzzie, you have to tell me if you know this much about ScratchRunning.
Sure.
Of the current ScratchRunning. We made a game. Have you seen that?
I am not super up to date, but I have taken peeks.
Did you say super?
Uh-oh, did I?
Because the game is called Super Fighter Retournament.
Yeah, that was my reference.
Retournament.
Yeah. And we wanted our plan was to bring that game into this gaming convention illegally, set up a stand, and
Very
have
sneaky.
people play the game. I'm saying illegally, it's probably totally fine, but considering some of the stories we have, it might not be too far away from the truth.
We did not pay any euros for a specific place at the com, but what we did get was a table.
That's true.
And on this table, I put a laptop with a copy of SFrT on it and pretty much nothing else, and just set it to record for about 2 hours.
Heck yeah. And maybe before we get into that whole thing, because you can hear
Yeah.
that later, and maybe even when Jocers jumps in for the episode.
We're pretty much going to say the same stuff to Jocers as well.
maybe. But just in general, how was Gamescom for you, Keiron? Just giving like a quick rundown of what you saw, and before we go into...
I had a
that-
very, very fun time.
Heck yeah.
There was this one game I was in the queue for, but kind of got tired and walked off, called Croak, where you are
Croak.
a little frog who uses your tongue as a grappling hook.
I feel like I've heard this
Which-
before.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't sound like a too
sounds like
Yeah.
Galaxy 2 Yoshi, but no, this is a 2D platformer.
interesting.
It looks cool, and I want to play it, and I want
In,
to play it, and I want to buy it and support indie game developers.
in general, there were a lot of indie games there. Like there
Yeah.
was an entire like hall or two, maybe even with indie games. I think one hall was like half indie games, and one half was old like retro games.
Yeah, pretty much.
They had a Step Maniacs cabinet that Kieran and I
This is true.
danced at.
I
for a
did
bit.
end up making multiple visits to the pinball distributor that also does Step Maniacs.
So true. I played some pinball in there, and we plan on, because we recorded a bunch, and we plan on throwing some edited footage onto our YouTube in like sometime soon.
At
But-
some point.
Kieran's gonna go to Spain soon, as far as I know, right?
Yeah, I think my parents just want to get just beach time and not really do anything.
Fair.
But
Completely
they kind of I'm gonna say convinced me to also come with them. I'm gonna say convinced. What I'm actually going to do is bring my laptop and possibly grind editing.
Oh, I mean, Spain does sound fun. I don't know
Yeah.
So not beach time.
maybe.
No, because I don't really like sand.
I'm lucky that in Croatia, where I go for most of my summers, they only have like stone beaches, so that is nice if you like that. If you like
Yeah.
being impaled is the very wrong word here. But if you like laying on stones that aren't as
Yeah.
soft as sand, then that's one thing.
That's always such a
idea.
confusing sensation for my feet.
Sand?
No, the
Pebble
stones.
beaches.
Oh, I see. Do they have stone beaches in the US?
Yeah, like on Long Island they do. I mean, that's pretty much
Oh.
as far as I've been. So
All right. I see. By the way, before while you're here, Fuzzy, I guess we can ask you some stuff, like how you've been doing, and if you have ever been to a gaming convention.
I have not been to a gaming convention, but I have been doing well. I am starting my senior year of college, so that's almost over. That's
Nice.
exciting.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, it went by really quick. And yeah, first week of college was this week. So not too
And
much
I did
exciting
see
stuff
on
happened.
Scratch.
Mhm.
I did see on Scratch that you were like drawing random stuff people would suggest. Is that still happening?
Yeah, it is. I have unfortunately made a couple promises on Scratch that have fallen flat a little bit, so I'm trying to keep up with that. This one is hopefully going to come through. I just wanted something small that I could do because all my other things are kind of bigger projects that are going to take more time, so this is just something I could do in the meantime to get it out.
All right. Yeah, that does make sense. I've been
Sounds fun.
thinking of some projects of my own, like when I've just like basically recording this is at the end of my 2-week like vacation, and during the first week when I was in Croatia, I basically went to the beach all day, and it was just too hot to like work on anything, like do anything productive basically. And during that time I was thinking like, oh boy, when I'm back for that second week in Germany, I'm gonna do so much cool stuff and be so productive. But then you kind of realize how time works and that it's not as simple. So I can understand where you're coming from with starting some projects and then not being able to.
I'm thinking about how I want to do my video because I don't know if we have enough. I don't know if we have enough footage to do it vlog style.
Ah, I see.
We probably do. I might do it like half vlog style, half edited video, like scripted video style.
Yeah, I think that sounds really cool. Like I've also been thinking, like, because we aren't the kind of like YouTubers, I guess, to
like an alpha video.
Yeah, right. Like we weren't talking the whole time into a camera.
Yeah.
So, some stuff was just maybe like recorded, and you would, when you have that recorded stuff, you just talk over it. I think that's gonna be really cool
not full vlog like a
Gamescom
Tom
thing.
Unit video because we didn't record everything. Like we did some funny bits, but they weren't all recorded.
For some reason, Sprite Master just joined in randomly.
Let's go
I don't know what happened.
classic Coke Master.
Let me hit him with the eyes emoji.
He didn't like what he saw.
You're not a big fan of Gamescom, apparently.
I was kind of surprised how, just in general, and maybe that's something you noticed too, Kieran. Like a lot of games, indie games specifically, because I'm not talking about the like AAA stuff. They were kind of schmedium. Like there was one we played. I forgot its name, of course, but
was it the Knights in Tight Spaces?
Yes.
Oh, that sounds
Thank
interesting.
You. Yes. Knights in Tight Spaces sounds funny.
It's XCOM with cards.
We played the tutorial, and during that already, I kind of lost interest because it's like it's a case of just too much information, like them trying to pack too much information in like a small tutorial, I guess. And if you just want to show a game to people at a gaming convention, I'm not sure if, or maybe it was just a problem with the game by itself. Maybe the game is good, but there's just a lot like happening, and maybe that's because I never played XCOM. What do you think, Kieran? How was it for you?
I preferred Monster Melee.
There we go. And it's like, not maybe it's just me, but a lot of games have been like taking from the Slay the Spire formula ever since that game came out, and not necessarily did it better. And I'm also talking about myself here with Monster World.
Sometimes you do gotta take a genre of video game and add cards.
Yeah. I mean, Friends vs. Friends did that.
I was gonna say, can you imagine a first-person shooter with cards? Cool idea.
I did end up playing that game, actually.
Really?
Yo!
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
How did you find it? Because I only saw it in Kieran's stream, and I wasn't sure how, like, it did seem interesting to combine those two things, but how does it play, actually? Like,
I am not great at shooters to begin with, and when I have to focus on cards, I end up just pressing random buttons and hoping that they do good things for me.
Yeah, just play all the cards. One of them will win you the game.
Literally.
It's kind of like how it is with beat 'em ups for me.
I have fun,
beat 'em
though.
ups, but
like fighting games.
Fighting games in general that aren't platform fighters. Because there I maybe know what to do, but for all other games, I just try to find some random combo by mashing buttons.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works. Mostly it works.
Spoken like a true Ryu main.
No, as soon as you would go against somebody who actually knows what they're doing, then that strategy would fall apart pretty quickly. I assume.
Yeah, that's when you go online.
That's when you go online.
In any fighting game.
You were talking about shooters, or first-person shooters earlier, and Kieran and I actually got to play a pretty fresh one.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Splitgate 2, Kieran?
I want to talk about Splitgate 2, man. They made it an Overwatch. They turned Halo with portals into Overwatch with portals.
In case anybody was wondering what Splitgate is, and you haven't seen it yet,
Splitgate's the coolest game to ever do it.
take Portal, take Halo, and shove those two together, and then you have Splitgate. But then
Splitgate 1 has tons of arena-like game modes.
Yeah.
You got free-for-all, you got TDM, you got oddball, where one guy has to hold the ball for a minute. And then you do actually have ranked 3s, where you have to shoot the other team before they shoot you. There's all different kinds of fun
As
you
you
can
do
have in
in games.
Splitgate 1.
And to be fair, Splitgate 2, it felt like it had a lot of depth to it.
Yeah,
And
but so does Splitgate 1.
true, very true. And what's actually funny is,
Oh yeah, when we were on the train home.
yes, we were on the train home, and Keiron started talking to me about Splitgate, and
Yeah.
while
And
he
then
was doing that,
we turned around, and there was Ian from 1047 Games, who introduced
CEO of
himself
Splitgate.
as the CEO of Splitgate.
He just turned around the train. He was like, "You two Splitgate
Hey,
players?"
you guys
And
play
Keiron was
Splitgate? And you're like, dude, yes. I've been playing this game since the open beta. It's Halo with portals.
"Heck yeah!"
I've
then-
never played a Halo game, but I have played Splitgate. And dude, we need more games with portals.
I guess so. Did they put a patent on portals as soon as like Portal was released, and then people had
don't-
to wait
I
a
don't-
bit to?
I don't think so. I just think no one's ever thought of having portals in a PvP game. I can imagine there's probably a Gmod game where you can have
yeah.
the Aperture Science handheld portal device and a gun at the same time.
I've never played Splitgate, but it sounds kind of overwhelming to like try to focus on portals at the same time as playing the game. How does that work?
It is very overwhelming. Let me tell you. We were playing.
Yeah.
It's like how many rounds?
You
was
gotta
that?
watch. You gotta watch out for portals. So Splitgate 2. Imagine everything good that I just said about Splitgate. Replace all of that with a 5v5 hero shooter. Dude, when we met Ian 1047 on the second day after
It's true.
playing our first
Yeah.
game of Splitgate 2, and he started talking to us like businessmen. We are not businessmen doing business. We are YouTubers who make videos about Scratch games.
To be fair, I did give him a ScratchRunning business card.
We do have a business
when we met
card.
him the first
we
time.
did give out ScratchRunning business
Is this
cards.
real?
It is real. It is real.
There
Oh my
are
God.
ScratchRunning business cards floating around.
Collectibles.
We went all out for this. For one, because it's funny.
It
and
is
for
funny.
two, just in case somebody actually gives a dang about our game and community. Hey, now you have a new subscriber, and I think we did actually get
Yeah.
a few from that.
Some people did
Funnily enough.
pick him up. Dude,
Yeah.
can you believe people actually came to the laptop and played SFrT? Like, we gotta get to that later, right?
100%. I'm so excited to get to that. But a lot of people actually played the game, and as you said, Kieran, like with him talking to us, like we were business people, we might have like.
Oh yeah,
Give him
dude,
in-
you gotta
giving him the
put
wrong
live ups
impression.
in the game. You gotta have a battle pass and a season 2 and a season 3. I want to shake this man's hand a second time and tell him about Concord for the PS5, dude.
What is Concord for the PS5?
It's a game that came out like 2 weeks ago and
Oh, I
shut
see.
down
Oh,
2 weeks later.
oh.
Yeah, it was a 5v5 hero shooter.
Ah, that's new.
I think yeah. One time I set my bio to too many Overwatches and not enough Splitgate 1s because I think the streets need another arena shooter.
Yeah.
The streets need another arena shooter. That's what I was gonna say.
They don't need another hero shooter.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I think for some people it is just like a nice way to get into a game if you have a character that you can connect with. Like if it's
Yeah.
not just dude with gun and dude with gun too.
I don't
But-
feel that for the factions in Splitgate 2.
Me neither, because they didn't go all the way, which maybe made it a bit better for people who played Splitgate 1. But then,
Yeah.
like you just had Jocers.
Yo, what up, Jocers? Hi.
You just had Jocers.
I think this is my cue to leave.
No.
No.
No, I'll stay for like 5 more minutes, but I really gotta get ready for work.
All right. So Jocers just joined. Hello, Jocers.
Yo.
Hi.
I mean, we did introduce you kind of at the start, saying you might hop in sometime. So, hope you're doing well.
I am definitely doing well. I hope that you're doing well as well.
Heck yeah. I was just telling Fuzzie and Keiron about, what was it, like Splitgate?
Splitgate 2. One of the games that I played at Gamescom.
Splitgate 2 was interesting.
Splitgate
and it
2
was really cool to meet the CEO
Yeah.
at Gamescom.
It was fun. All I can really hope is that they add the cool arena stuff like free-for-all, like the casual modes, that made Splitgate 1 different from every other shooting game that's come out in the last decade.
We should have asked them that if they
I
intend
did,
to do that.
yeah.
You did? What was the...
I did say I really think they should keep Splitgate 1 up.
Oh, yeah,
Just
that's
to say,
true.
yeah, that was mid.
So, other than that, of course, as we've teased a little here, we brought Super Fighter Retournament to Gamescom.
We brought Super Fighter Retournament to Gamescom.
Well, actually, rather than interrupting you, I think now's a good time to slide out. So I'll talk to you guys later.
See ya.
All right,
All right.
Fuzzy, thank you for stopping by, and
Thank you.
So long,
Everything.
folks. Bye-bye.
good one.
Good night.
This episode is a special one, and that's all right
Yeah.
for me.
This is a special
just-
podcast.
I'm just so happy we, like, first of all, decided to do that at all with Super Fighter Retournament.
You guys had the
bring
ability
it-
to in the first place, too.
Yeah. Maybe if I can tell a little bit of a story of how it went with the convention and how we set it up and everything. So, Keiron, as you mentioned already, you had a laptop with
Yep.
you.
I had a
when
laptop
the game was
in
on.
my backpack the whole time.
I brought 2 of my controllers. And
Yep.
close to the Stepmaniacs cabinet, we saw this little, like, hanging out area,
Yeah.
basically,
It was
where
like
you
a
could
free
play, like,
play
retro
bit
games.
with SNESs and some like toys and stuff.
Yeah,
And
you could play
tables.
like old SNES games. And in that area, as you said, there was like a table where you could sit at with maybe like 6 chairs or something. But that table was taken when we got there, and we said like, all right, we're just gonna sit down here on the nice like it was a like some form of carpet or something they put down so you could sit down nicely. And we just sat on the ground just to set everything up.
Yeah, let's play some Super Fighter
And-
Retournament. There is no way that we get on a table with the laptop.
Right, but we said as soon as the table's free, we're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna take that table and hopefully get some people to play the game. And I mean, maybe in the span of like 5 minutes or something of
Yeah.
us setting up,
Like once we'd put the laptop down on the ground and plugged the controllers in.
yeah, some dude from the area came to us and asked us like if we could. Well, first of all, what we were doing, and we said we were just hanging out and playing a game, maybe a little, you know.
Advertisementally.
Casually.
No, that's like the thing. I tried to get around the topic of us advertising it. I didn't want it to sound too like commercial because otherwise they would have.
They would have charged us €2,000 for a space at Gamescom.
That's right.
Oh.
And well, who knows? But then they just told us to like maybe go a little into the like more to the corner so we didn't interrupt like people walking through that area. And I thought at first we weren't, but you know they had a different idea.
Yeah.
So we stood up, saw that the table was now like 2 people left from there. And we said, okay, this might be our chance. Let's sit on the table.
Yeah,
And
let's get a
set it
table.
up there. And then again, maybe in like not even 5 minutes, 2 dudes came up to us, asking us again what we were doing. And I told them like, okay, we're just setting up like a game to play, and with like first of all, I told them Keiron and I would play
Yeah.
the game,
Yes.
and if anybody else would want to join.
Yeah, this is just for us. So we're just trying to play
Get your
just a little bit of gameplay between buddies, you know?
Right, exactly. And so
We haven't brought the sign out yet.
again, I was trying to be really, really careful and also tell them like, oh, I didn't like, if they're not cool with it, that's totally fine, right? Like I thought it was just an area to hang out. That's what my impression was of it, basically.
Yes.
And I wasn't lying for that. I was just trying to
like,
navigate the conversation.
Why
Yeah.
little, like, just not exactly, just half truths.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so what I did bring though was this little like cardboard stand of like with a sign saying, hey,
come
we made a fighting game, check it out if you like,
Check
or
it
something like that,
out.
with the Super Fighter Retournament logo on it and Edward and Gnaw like
Yeah.
on there too.
Scratch running.
And so I had that in my hand at the moment the guy was talking to me. And he was like,
Like, yo, is that a sign?
he told me, what is that? And I was like,
This is the
again,
part.
to not make it sound too like commercial or anything. I told him like, oh, I can put this away if you think it's like too if it looks too weird or whatever. And he was like, no, I'm interested in this.
Oh.
And he asked me to show it to him, and so I showed it to him, and he said, and he looked at it for a moment. He said like, all right, you wanna test the game out just so I can look at it?
Yeah.
And
we
so
played
we started
game
playing it for a
SFrT.
bit, and they just like started watching. I think the other dude left at that point. There was just one guy watching us play the game, and he was
Wait a second.
positively
This is
he
a
was
good game.
surprised. And so at that moment we had like, at first they said, right, I forgot this part. At first they said, oh yeah, if you want to like just hang out and play, we'll give you like an hour. Like you can sit here for an hour
Yeah.
or something to play.
An hour is the time they gave us.
Yeah, at first. But then like when he saw the game and we started talking about the game a little bit, it was more like, I think they were like more into it, and I think by the end of it they didn't tell us any new deadline or anything. They were like totally cool with it, and from that point onwards it was just wonderful. Like
Yeah, we ended up playing until the laptop ran out of battery.
Yeah.
pretty much
On both
pretty
days.
much. Exactly. And so like, I mean, the guys from the area came back to play the game with us. We met, like I met a friend there that I knew from a while ago, but by complete coincidence, which was also cool. But like they also played a bunch, like him and his buddy that were there. And then just from that point on, like a bunch of people, I would say, to not like oversell it or anything, or we got like maybe, what do you think, Keiron? In the 2 days, maybe like 30
think-
people.
Probably.
30 people.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
still really good.
That is still like
That's
really
huge.
really cool.
For our first time ever bringing the game out to an in real person.
Like just random
Event?
people,
Yeah.
right?
Did you guys ever get like a crowd of people around?
Not really a crowd.
Not a crowd, but there were definitely
Couple
like
of families.
watchers. Yeah,
Couple of friend
families
groups.
watching. There were also a bunch of kids who played,
Yeah.
which was also really cool to see. Just to like how it feels to younger
Yeah.
audiences, right? One thing I can say for sure, and wait, I've written this down. Kieran asked me what did people at
What
or
were
Kieran
the
wrote down what
people of Germany saying about the game in German?
yes. So here's my top. This isn't in any like specific order, but I tried to order them in for comedic effect. So the number one thing
Number
probably
one.
that people told me when I told them about the game, the first reaction was, "This was made in freaking Scratch."
Of course.
So
Yeah.
that was the first one.
It has to be the first one.
That was the first one. Then secondly, what I noticed was that Edward was overall the most liked character because he was the
The
cutest.
people
Let's be
love
honest.
Edward.
Okay, yeah. So
So
he's the most
random-
chosen, I'm guessing.
yes. Like
Gotcha.
while like going through the characters and just asking them which one of these looks the coolest for you, you can just pick whichever. But then they stopped at Edward. They were like, "Oh yeah, I'm taking Edward," and only then afterwards they started to go like, I think. Let me think for a moment. I think some people also liked Ark.
Yeah.
That seems
he's
to be
just a
that seems
sword
to be the case
fighter.
as well. Because
True.
like once I was showing it to my friend, well, once I showed it to my other friend, he always
Yeah,
just
yeah.
liked Ark. He just played Ark, and I tried getting him to play other characters, but no, he just liked Ark.
That's interesting. And yeah, so Ark was definitely also a favorite, but Edward absolutely took the
cake.
number one spot there. Yeah. Some other things that were just like really interesting to see. A lot of people thought Edward's down air, the like little particle of his body that falls down, they thought that would be a hitbox, like an active hitbox, which told me
That was
as
like
a game
a
developer.
falling dare.
Yeah, which told me as a game developer, okay, maybe I should do this then, or remove it, right? Because if it's giving people the wrong impression of it being like an active hitbox, then that's one thing.
The only
Oh.
problem with that is like the only problem I have with it being an active hitbox is just like where would it send, or how would
Right.
be its full...
Yeah. I guess it could be like a spike,
Oh.
but
Yeah, that could be
Where?
that could work.
would be funny.
Would be
be
funny.
funny.
Would be funny.
I think the funniest thing you could do for Edward's dare is to make him bounce off the ground.
One
Yes.
really silly thing I thought of was that while Edward's head would go forward with the down air and his body would fall downwards, Edward would like respawn at the position of his body.
Oh god.
You know what I mean? That would have been
Oh.
super silly. I don't think I'm gonna do that, but it just like it crossed my mind for a second. Like, what if you?
So it acts like it's sort of projectile.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, the head is basically just like with his C3, where he detaches his head and that becomes the projectile. But you know, who knows? Maybe
Edward
that's
Downer, dude.
something to think about. Another big thing that I have been tinkering around with a lot for this game, and most of the people listening maybe haven't even like seen it. In the new version that we've been preparing for example, for the tournament where we had the people play the first 5 characters, right?
Yeah.
I changed the like the character select screen up a little bit so that it was no longer like it would support 4 characters or even more if I were to do that, but right now it supports like up to 4 characters. But in order to do that, I made it so basically you pick all characters with the menu controls instead of the people picking their character individually at the same time. And that was at Gamescom. Like before, I didn't really think much of it.
It was
I thought,
very confusing for the newcomers.
yes. And so I'm going to have another look at that. So it will probably be something, because it has proven time and time again to be good. It's probably going to be something similar to how other platform fighters do it, where you like have a chip and put it on a character. I don't know. I'm going to have to see if I can find something cooler.
We might end up stealing the rival's character select screen. We might.
I mean, they remember they did steal from Smash Bros.
Yeah.
This is true.
And I can see now why. I can now see why. The other thing is, like, it makes a lot of sense for a controller-based game like Smash Bros. But then once you control with the keyboard, it no longer like, feels natural.
It's true.
This is like an SR Devs moment almost. Like I think there's a lot of like thought that can go into this. And again, I've been thinking about it time and time again and tinkering with it to the point where I thought I found something good. But then again, like Gamescom has proven me wrong, right?
Yeah. You get the opinion of people that play games.
Exactly. And then some other like little notes I got was, funnily enough, people would buy this game if it was available, which is really cool.
Holy.
Just to hear that from people. And some even said like this would make an interesting mobile game.
Mobile
which
game?
is like I'm not a big
Aware.
fan of mobile games. I gotta add that. But I'm also from a different like generation, right?
Rumble Arena.
How would this
Rumble Arena.
Okay, but the problem with doing a mobile game here, well, it just does have the small amount of controls that does not actually hinder.
I don't think you
as
can do
much?
that in Scratch.
No, yeah, you can't really do it on Scratch.
I mean,
well,
yeah,
technically you can.
stuff.
Technically you can.
Yeah.
Because well, if you really want, because you have like you just have it be like where they touch on the screen, I guess.
Yeah.
It'll be difficult, but it's possible, but not really.
It wouldn't be the same as a controller.
Absolutely
No,
not.
the same. No,
Absolutely
it's never
not.
the same. Bro,
Would it be interesting to see? Yes. Is it any priority at all? No.
No.
I just thought I'd mention this last because that was one comment I got from a guy who also worked there, funnily enough. Day one was even cooler, by the way. Like for Super Fighter Retournament, I think we got like on the first day there was this like entire hassle of actually proving to the people that we weren't like trying to be douchebags and just take that space for like something silly. It was actually just, you know, something that people were having fun with, and that kind of we embraced the idea of that area, right? And on the second day there were different people there. But the first person I talked to, I just like straight up asked them, hey, is it okay? Like we have this
here for an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they played the game.
It's true. Yeah, and they were super happy with it. And that was just like way more upfront, which also like the first day taught me. Like at first I was really unsure how people were gonna react to it, and I guess that made it harder to
Turns out the game's good.
Yeah. People like the game.
Game's a game. The game's actually a game.
Can you believe it?
Who was it recently in the Super Fighter Tournament channel who said they played the game against like friends?
That was
like a local session
On a TV with controllers, dude.
Wasn't that thing,
was Mashed Potato. Shut up,
Potato.
Mashed Potato. Thank you for making my day that day. It was just like hearing from people that they set up Super Fighter Tournament at their home on a TV so that they could play it against their friends and they had fun to top it off. That is just that warms
huge.
my heart.
That's how you know a game's good.
Warms my dang heart. Just in general, the whole day, like at Gamescom, seeing people play the game, have fun, like figure out how to use Naw C1s or Edward C1s, or the people making the mistake of using Phantom C3 for the first time and not knowing what it does.
People did fall off stage with Phantom C3.
Yeah, it was great. It was so great. Like some kid playing against their little like sister. That was so cool. The whole thing.
I have a small little question.
Yes.
This pertains to my ego here. Did people did people do combo? How did people feel about the combo? Did anybody combo there actually? Did anybody do any type of combos?
I don't know if
We
anyone.
had-
I don't know if anyone but me did combos.
It definitely took some time for some people because they weren't like familiar with the concept of a platform fighter that much, maybe.
Oh, that's fair.
But then we had a few who, like, you saw that they played Smash before.
Yeah.
And
Once they, after like 6x3, oh, this is Smash.
yeah, right. I think there was there were two dudes from that area too who just said like something like I just heard them say behind us, like they were watching. I wasn't in conversation with them yet. They were just watching from a little bit behind us, and what I heard one of them say like, "Oh, this is basically a Smash clone," and then I turned around to them and just honestly said like, "Yeah, it's totally inspired by it because it's a great game." Like Super Fighter Tournament just started as me trying to see if I could make a Smash game, right?
Yeah. Scratch.mit.edu, and here we are.
Right. And from that point
God.
onwards, I got into a conversation with them, and
Yeah.
he actually, which is really, really cool, I have it right here. He gave me like a flyer for another convention that he said he would like to see me at, or see us at, but it's probably like
It's probably
Kieran
just
already
going to be you.
Yeah.
I cannot fly. I would not be able to get the dates.
Wait,
But
where?
this is next year in August again, and it's a much smaller convention, but that's also really cool though because it's
Yeah.
like easier to get noticed. And
More percentage of the eyes will be on you.
buying a stand there or renting a stand there is super cheap compared to Gamescom. It's like I would pay maybe 100 or something. And Sandy was also really interested. Like she could sell artworks or something, and I
forgot to get one of her business cards. I have everyone's business. I have everyone's business card except Sandy's. I have so many business cards and stickers and prints and keychains and stickers. I'm looking
true.
around my room and I've got the tin
Where
Yu-Gi-Oh
is this?
cards.
Where's the other convention?
The
you mean?
other convention?
It's in a place called Siegen in Germany.
Siegen.
Siegen. And for some reason, I don't know what, I haven't been to that place yet, I believe, but it's like maybe it's a bit behind like Cologne where Gamescom was, so not too far away, and I could probably make that work. And I'm really considering like
Grab a gaming laptop, grab a PC.
I don't know how SFrT is gonna look in a year, but
I was gonna go
might be
much
out.
better. It's gonna be so.
it's probably gonna be out.
It's
Hopefully,
It has.
I don't know how many how much more stuff we want to do, but I'm really interested in this, and just hearing from somebody, hey, this is a cool game, we would love to see you there. That's kind of encouraging.
It's very, very. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna see what the future holds for Super Fighter Tournament. Of course, it's just a Scratch game right now.
It is free.
It is free, and
It's-
it's just for fun. And I told people that, like, a lot of people were like talking to me about the like business side of things, like saying, "Oh, you could."
A business? Oh god!
No, not in the way that they would buy the dang game or something. That's crazy. But no, like people saying like, "Yo, you should market this and whatnot, blah blah blah, follow your dreams and stuff." And I'm just like, yo, making this game is fun. I have a job. I have a 9-to-5 job. But
I'm quite sure that releasing the full thing on Scratch and getting the like if we can somehow get up onto the front page, like get onto the front page or something like that,
yeah,
or something like, then that'll be good enough for us. Because if we can get some type of, because I think that will be our first way to get onto outside of Scratch, I guess.
Exactly. And
That'll
hey,
be
if
our
anybody
best
out
bet.
there wants to tell people about the game, about a Scratch game, do that. But other than that, I'm just happy with where the game was at. Gamescom was super great. I'm trying to think of anything else like
what there was a whole
cool
lot
stuff
of
that happened.
was peripherals. People were selling keycaps. People were selling controllers.
Yeah.
People were selling. There was a haptic feedback shirt that you wear while playing VR games.
It was called OO.
It was called OO.
It was called OO. And I cannot believe, like, for
You walk down the stairs. You walk down the stairs at Gamescom. You look to your right. You see OO.
Oh my god.
You look to your left. You see OO.
It is so funny to me that how, like, the contrast between how serious the product looked and the name OO.
We're for gamers. We are for gamers. We are for people who play serious games as serious business. You're really gonna feel like Batman in the video game that you're playing with the OO skin. Oh yeah? OO? All fun and games until a block hits you in the face in Beat Saber.
With OO and you get knocked back.
It's all fun and games until OO happens.
Oh man.
So yeah, shout out to OO.
Shout out to OO. We saw Uno, the card game, in being like the Uno version for your car. For your car tablet.
BMW cars are gonna have Uno in the future.
Oh my god.
I just don't understand. I don't know who's
Why
gonna be
is
on
your
the
car come
highway
with Uno?
getting like.
Imagine
getting
being
a
on the
+4.
motorway.
Why would I know? Is that why would you want to? Oh my god!
It would be even funnier if you can only play against the people around you who also have it. So then it starts like.
Oh, dude! Imagine. Okay, wait.
You get a +4 and like drive into them as revenge. I don't know.
Sounds like a BMW driver move.
Always been wondering why the hell this why there's like 4 cars in a car accident together.
Me on my way home from Gamescom playing Uno in my BMW while wearing the OO skin.
I cannot wait for the future. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally forgot. I made ScratchRunning merch.
This is true.
For Gamescom.
Me on my way
really?
drinking that Rava flavored water out of my Super Fighter Retournament mug.
Keiron got a mug from me. That was a little special thing. I mean, in general, we're gonna show it on the vlog.
This is true.
Or on the edited like Gamescom footage. But I made like custom pens with like SFrT designs.
We gave those out to people.
Those are also gonna be in the vlog, of course, but. And we just gave those out to people who played the game, which is really cool. We had like the little.
We
business
immediately
card
ran out of Edward pens.
Oh yeah, those were selling like hotcakes.
We know who our mascot is, I guess. Yeah, we definitely.
Yeah. Once again,
Edward is the guy from ScratchRunning.
But also, it's funny like how even we were just charmed by Edward. I don't think it was ever a active decision to have Edward as our mascot.
Yeah, Edward was never
happened.
supposed to be the mascot. He was just the best at one point in SFT's history.
Yeah.
Really?
And cute. Oh yeah. Like Edward pre 1. Oh god, what was it 1.3 or something?
Yeah, I remember.
I
thought Edward was the best at one point.
Edward on release was silly. Edward had like
His forward tilt did 50 damage.
Give me that back.
and it had like a lingering hitbox for so long.
The
It was
active
so stupid.
hitboxes on those slower school PCs,
Oh yeah,
things did way more damage
it was
the lower
stupid.
the frame rate was.
I mean, Super Fighter Tournament was stupid in a way, in a fun way. But,
in a very fun way.
Then Edward got the
The big nerf.
the Meta Knight treatment,
Oh.
where he then became the worst character. From best to worst, just the highest
Yeah.
fall.
But now in re-tournament, I think he's good again.
Yeah, but he's
No,
like
yeah,
not
he's-
overpowered or anything. Like we've been talking about nerfing Edward here and there,
Kind of
but
like Meta Knight.
He's not exactly like a war crime, but he's
He's a
I would
misdemeanor.
say he,
He's a misdemeanor.
yes, he's a misdemeanor right now.
I'm glad Edward isn't out there committing war crimes.
Are there any war criminals in the SFrT?
Okay, well, here's the actually. I will say, most Edwards are not doing the stuff that they could be doing that would make them a war crime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Have you seen Pyro? Pyro's close to that.
Well,
No,
Fibro's...
no. He's not, because reminder, Edward can theoretically just combo from every single thing. Like he could do down tilt Nushibi, and
Yeah.
then to like it's a little bit tight
where?
on lower percentages, but still you can still get that, and you can do Nushibi into up Nushibi. No, not Nushibi. I mean, see, E1.
Can you
Oh,
tell this
wow.
guy has been balancing the game?
This guy.
The people that really made me realize what I had done were two people, the CPU and ARCs. Like
Arcs!
yeah,
The
True.
man himself.
Oh god. Arcs was cooking with Edward.
like sure I knew that you could get like down till there for like 40 until like 40%, but I didn't know you could do like a lot of this stuff that you could do with him until those two started uncovering. Oh my god!
Yeah.
I thought oh god.
We love the insane CPU.
I mean, now, and a lot of people have been saying this, and I'm considering toning down the survival mode setting from insane to what was the one below that, like master
Yeah.
level, and just to have it be a little more fun.
Oh yeah, that's what the new character select screen took from us. The names for the difficulties.
That's true, isn't it?
It's
That's
true.
Actually, yeah.
It's true. Yeah. So that's also something I need to consider. But at some point I also considered or I drew like little icons for the different CPU levels, which were like imagine a computer screen with a face on it, and then that face would get like continuously more evil, and at some point it would like grow
yes.
horns.
Geometry
And
Dash.
Yes, I don't know. I haven't seen how Geometry Dash does it, but it's probably really similar to this. If you're
Yeah, that's
You're
what I'm
saying it?
referencing.
all right.
Oh yeah, when we're gonna talk about the best chip brand.
There is so much. Maybe it's maybe
Wait,
it's just
did the people at Gamescom
after showtime. Oh yeah, no, go on. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Did the people at Gamescom ever fight against the CPU?
I think a few
Some
people played
people-
survival on beginner.
Some people played survival. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was nice to show to somebody who didn't have a friend with him. Or sometimes
Yeah.
like it was just Keiron and I playing.
Otherwise,
against a
they
person.
would have had to
Yeah.
fight me, and I don't want to
Yeah.
hit someone.
Like some people really, I mean, like it's cool to see how somebody can be like how somebody's really good at the game, and then you learn a lot from that. But at the same time, like you don't want to
exactly.
don't want to pair someone up with like one of
Yeah.
the best people playing the
Yeah,
game.
Yeah, I am
gotta,
gonna.
you gotta have some type of mindset for that if you want to.
Exactly. And so it was really good, like when they had a friend with them that they could play against, or somebody was already sitting down. And so we could just say, "Oh, you two play against each other," and then then we have two beginners fighting it out, and that was really cool. But I'm not sure if I did reply or I did answer your question about if people did combos and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone
not.
got like really, really competitive.
Yeah.
We didn't find the new best in Germany.
Oh, sad.
The best not in Germany is in fact me.
It might be Keiron. It's true.
Did I play against Sandy? Probably not, right?
I don't think so. No, unfortunately not. Maybe.
But we
maybe
did.
soon.
But we did give you those Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And we're really thankful for that. Keiron brought Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I was
brought a
gonna
bunch of merging-
give you
returns.
most of them and or try and trade them around.
Oh yeah, but the Yu-Gi-Oh stand was kind of lame.
Yeah.
We played Lorcana. Keiron and I played Lorcana.
Lorcana
the Disney card
sure
game.
is a video game. No, it's not. It's a card game.
It's a card game. That was interesting. I got a promo card for that. And Keiron,
I also
Kieran's the
got a promo
nicest
card.
dude,
I just gave it to Sandy because I don't play card games.
right? So nice, oh Keiron.
That's very nice.
I mean, we're gonna see if we're gonna get into that game or not, but it was all right for the time. I think the guy who talked to us, or like who gave us the tutorial, basically just kind of kept staying for the entirety of Keiron and I playing, and at some point made like plays for us, which I found a bit weird.
Yeah.
'Cause at some point you gotta let go, let the players play.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I am what you would call bad at card games.
Yeah. same,
But
same.
then again, let them make the
Yeah.
mistakes. Like
It's true.
I don't
It
know.
kind of felt like a tutorial in a Disney game.
Yeah, it's true.
But
Yeah,
at least the people at the stand actually knew stuff about card games, and I gotta respect that.
that is true. There was a guy who played the old World of Warcraft trading card game,
Oh my god.
and I remember that from my childhood, and it was cool talking to him about it.
Dude. And that's when you realized the people at Disney actually hire people that know what they're talking about to create these games.
It's true, probably. Like Lorcana felt well designed to me. It's kind of like how, and you can like their games or not, but kind of like how Riot Games got like some pretty cool people together, or talented people together for the bunch of like different games they made across like many genres. Like
yes.
they made a collectible card game. They made a story game. They made a not a beat 'em up, a fighter.
Yeah.
They made a who knows, and all those games looked nice.
Yeah.
Like I played their collectible card game called like Legends of Runeterra, and that was well designed. I stopped playing it because I feared for my time. I wanted to get stuff done instead of playing a game, so I stopped.
Yeah.
And sometimes you gotta make that decision too. But I think, it's cool to see companies know what they're
Actually doing their homework and stuff like that, and actually
Yeah,
getting people that work on the game correctly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the Minecraft movie, just
Concord.
throwing that out.
You guys heard of Concord?
We're not even mentioning a Minecraft movie.
I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't want
Dude.
to.
You guys heard of Concord?
I don't want to dwell on it.
Oh
What were
yeah,
saying?
we actually we
guys heard-
mentioned Concord when we talked about Splitgate 2 earlier.
Okay, so now I'm wondering, with the recording already being an hour for me,
Oh.
we did have like a few moments in between where we weren't like actively recording, but
Yeah.
do you think it is time to wrap the episode up? And
Maybe.
maybe do like a little half hour of after show of us just talking?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that sounds good.
So maybe it's time to wrap up the episode now.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for listening.
Thank you.
For being
Thank
interested
you
in our
so
guys'.
much.
Podcast. I would like to thank Truly Azul and the man himself, Jocers, for
Oh,
being
yeah!
patrons on
Yeah.
Thank you.
patreon.com/ScratchRunning.
Shout out to you, Jocers.
Big things coming.
And
Big
as well.
things coming.
Yeah, if you wanna,
Yeah.
subscribe to us if you're on YouTube, or give us a follow on Scratch.
Yeah.
We're here every
We're
dang month.
so close to 500 subscribers and
are.
so far from 2,000 watch hours.
That is how it goes.
Yeah.
Monetization soon? Maybe not.
Soon.
Anyways,
Anyways, I've been Kieran Travis, and Splitgate 1 is my 5th favorite shooter game.
huh? All right. Have a good one, everybody.
Have
see you
a
next time.
good one. See you the next time, y'all. The recording is now stopped.
Beep boop.